Hey guys, Aaron Farmer here with My Sugar-Free Journey. We're going to take a look at a new book that I just received called BioDiet, and this is by David G. Harper, PhD. So I just interviewed just interviewed Dr. Harper on my podcast. I would recommend that you go and listen to that interview because it was very interesting. But real quick, we'll go over some of the highlights of this book, BioDiet. But I can tell you right here at the start, that this is a very good book to give to somebody who doesn't have a whole lot of information about the ketogenic diet, that just wants to get started, especially if they've got some weight to lose, although it goes over more than just weight loss. This is a fantastic book because it's very short, and there's not a ton of pages, like 200 some odd pages or so. And so if you've got a friend or somebody that has maybe seen you lose weight with the ketogenic diet, or you're just trying to get some of the basics about the ketogenic diet, this is a very, very good book that goes over that. So let's take a look at some of the things. In the introduction, he gives some of the reasons why he wrote this book. Obesity is not only one of the primary causes of preventable chronic disease, but it is also one of the most expensive. According to the Journal of Health Economics, current estimates for obesity-related healthcare costs in the United States range from $147 to $210 billion per year. Job absenteeism as a result of the disease adds another $4.3 billion annually. In Canada, the direct and indirect costs of obesity on the already overstretched healthcare system are expected to reach $33 billion by 2025. Those are big numbers, and it gives you an idea of what this obesity epidemic is costing us as a nation, and is it costing us individually, because each one of us have to pay some part of that cost in some way. So it's important, if you're obese, it's important that you get your own health under control, and this book is a very good little blueprint on how to do that. A lot of interesting information here. I just want to kind of hit the highlights. He talks about AGEs, advanced glycation end products, how these are associated with disease, and how eating a diet that reduces the average blood sugar that you're dealing with will also reduce the number of AGEs, which will make you less susceptible to a host of different diseases. We've got, oh gosh, I mean, there's a lot of information in here. I don't want to go over too much, but the way the book is divided is in the first half of the book, you've got a look at all of the science that goes into the ketogenic diet and backs up, exactly how it is and how it works, and what you can expect to see on the diet. In the back half of the book is kind of a how-to. He also includes this one part that I don't think it's talked about very much, because I've read a lot of books on the ketogenic diet, and very few of them go into contraindications. So this is on page 100 of the book. And he talks about a small minority who absolutely should not adopt the BioDiet, and that's what he calls the ketogenic diet. There are some conditions, mostly metabolic disorders, that make it impossible for people to metabolize ketones and other byproducts related to these metabolic changes. And he goes through these. And some of these, honestly, I hadn't heard of. Carnitine deficiency, carnitine, I'm not even going to pronounce it, palmitoyltransferase deficiency, carnitine, acylcarnitine, a lot of carnitine deficiencies, beta oxidation defects, short chain, medium chain, or long chain acetyl-CoA dehydroxygenase deficiency, pyruvate carboxylase deficiency, porphyria, carriers of the ApoE4 gene, which honestly I'd never heard of somebody that has the ApoE4 gene, especially two expressions of it, I've heard that they may not respond as well to the ketogenic diet. I've never heard someone say that they shouldn't be on the ketogenic diet at all. Thought that was interesting. Also, those taking SGLT2 inhibitors, which is another thing that I've heard people saying, be careful. I've never heard someone say just don't be on the ketogenic if you're taking those medications. So, I don't know, but it is interesting that he took the time to say that there is a subset of people that shouldn't take it, but the vast majority of people can eat the ketogenic diet because it's mostly real food, and turn out just fine. He goes into how the ketogenic diet affects cancer, affects type 2 diabetes, affects all of these other long-term chronic diseases. He does give some, the idea that you might benefit from taking an MCT oil, especially in the early days of transitioning. I've never taken an MCT oil. I don't think it's that important, but it is interesting that he includes it as kind of a shortcut to begin to start making ketones. And I've heard that some people, especially in that that keto flu time where you're just trying to your body's not quite transitioning over to the point where it is burning fat for fuel, that it might kind of ease that transition. Of course, he goes over the importance of drinking more water, the importance of eating more salt. Of course, all of the basics of the ketogenic diet. Overall, it's a good book. I mean, I can't, I would not recommend it. So it's called BioDiet by David G. Harper. In fact, I said that weird. Overall, I would recommend it, especially if you are a beginner or you know someone who is a beginner that needs to get some of the basics down about the diet. It's very, very good for that. In fact, I would think that this book would probably make a good gift. If you're dealing with somebody that has, like I said, has maybe seen you lose some weight and wants to know what you're doing, this would be a great book just to hand to somebody and say, hey, check it out. All right, so I wrote up a little bit more about it on my site. If there's a link in the information section, if you're watching this on YouTube, to take you over to my site and a little bit more detailed write-up. If you did make it this far in the video, if you could give it a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment, I'd appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.